Oh man, welcome everybody. We are on the air again with News Hard with Miles Potter, who you see on your screen right there. What's up, Miles?
Hello. What's up?
Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you, bro.
Welcome back. All we've heard all week from all of our fans, mostly from the one fan that I live with, is like, I can't wait till next Tuesday again.
Yeah.
Dude, like last week was a huge success, and from what I've seen of this week's show, I'm super excited for everyone to see it because it's only better.
Yeah, dude, this was I had so much fun last week sharing it with everyone and talking about it, and I love being in the chat, just like talking shit about what I made. So I made a whole to-do about it. I got a pizza next to me, and I'm sitting. It's too hot for a hot tub, but.
Oh, come on, man. You know that you're going to get hate in the comments again for no hot tub.
All right, I take it back. It's not too hot. I'll do a hot.
Cool, man. So lots of new peeps this week, maybe, on the show. Lots of new segments.
While in making it, I'm in it a lot, which is a disservice to everyone. So I want to try and expand it as much as possible, which is why last week I pleaded to people, like, help me make this. I want to put more stuff in it. So this week we have, oh man, how many? Five people that aren't me are in it, which is a huge success, I think.
A huge success. Yes. How's
what? Because my mom said not too hot for the hat, though.
Oh, it's too hot for the hot tub, but not too hot for the hat.
Oh, I'm getting called on the hat.
You've been called out. Little shade by Diane Yoder in the chat right off the bat, man. Welcome to my life.
If she didn't say it, I would have. So my hair is so close to being in a place where I don't feel shitty about it that the hat's coming off soon. But I'll look in the mirror. I'm like, you're bad, man. So the hat, we're close to no hat. But please keep roasting me until I take it off.
Sweet.
Hannah's got show us the hair.
Hannah's got Hannah Hamill, co-starring maybe today. Show us the hair. No, not gonna happen.
Hannah has seen the hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not yet.
How's things out in Michigan? How are the family? Everybody well and safe?
Yeah, everything's great.
Cool.
I don't know if there's any news. Well, like I think I talked about last week, we had a flood.
Oh yeah.
Like the rain was so bad. So we're basically a one-story house now. The basement is ripped up. Blowers going all the time. But everyone, it's so nice outside. It's hard to be in a bad mood. We've been grilling out. I feel bad like saying things are nice, but they're kind of nice.
Yeah.
I think something you said in Empathy Radio, where like I'm an introvert, so I like feel bad like saying this is kind of nice, but I'm an introvert as well. So like kind of having time to just be with myself has been super energizing.
Yeah.
But I think I've done that to the point where I'm like I need people again. I need to yell bullshit at them.
Bullshit. So the hair is just taking over the chat. Hannah said,
I'm not even in the chat.
She said, yeah, we love the hair, but Nolan, who also may make an appearance, say, don't show the hair.
Nolan.
And then Courtney, weren't you living in the basement?
But I think I've done that.
Oh.
I was living in the. Oh my God, that's a whole journey. Going later. I was living in the basement, and I was in one room in the basement. Something happened. Moved rooms. Flood happened. Now I'm upstairs. We've gone through enough of the plagues. We're just waiting for a fire.
Some locusts.
Through all of them.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned last week, I'm the firstborn, so after the fire, I'll die.
Yeah.
It's just terrifying.
That's crazy. And I guess speaking of plagues, I guess kind of like locusts, we have the murder hornets coming, right?
I have done no research on the murder hornets, and I'm afraid to now.
They look like, whatever you imagine they look like when I say murder hornets, like that's what they look like.
What? How big are they?
They're fucking big. They're like, they're like, it looks like they're like, pretty much like the size of your hand. Like someone holds one and they're like that big. And they're, like what you think they look like when they're about to murder you, like that's what their face looks like.
So it's like almost a Jumanji situation where they're in the attic.
It's pretty messed up. And what they do, someone posted this ridiculous video of a murder hornet killing and eating.
Can you stop saying murder hornet?
Oh, sorry. But like,
keep going.
it captured, and then in slow motion, because they had to slow it down, of course, it's eating the head of a praying mantis. So imagine something called a murder hornet eating the head of a praying mantis up close in slow motion.
That is so terrifying. I'm so intrigued. I have to.
You have to. It's like
stuff now, but I'm terrified. I don't want to.
It's like a tiny bit scarier than that dude last week in your show that smacked the cobra on the head. It's like that kind of like.
Was that awesome?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh my god, that's who I wish I was, but I'm not that person.
The dude, right? Not the.
Yeah. No, I wish I was the snake. I wish someone would just slap me on the head, and I would just go back to my business. Do
you know Chris Hughes?
Yeah, that's my best friend from high school.
Oh, sweet. He loves the hat, actually.
Thank you, Chris.
Sweet.
He'll defend me on the dumbest things. So
cool. That's a good friend. So cool. Do we want to just head right into the show, or was there anything we wanted to say before we head in?
Let's roll in before I preface it with anything.
Okay, cool. Cool. So everyone, we're gonna drop right into to News Hard right now. Tonight it runs about like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think we're at 32 minutes.
Cool, and then we'll pop back on after for some more shenanigans, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So enjoy the show, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Good evening, and welcome to News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. News Hard. News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. News Hard. News Hard. News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. Welcome to News Hard. And you get that card. I'm Miles Potter, and this is News Hard. It's 8 p.m. Can you see your neighbors from where you are? They can see you, and they disapprove heavily of whatever it is you're doing right at this moment. Except for watching the show. They love that shit. We here at News Hard strive for the highest possible quality of reporting, which is why when we make mistakes, we correct them as soon as possible. Last week, we ran a story where Batman proceeded to tell Robin to shut the fuck up and then slapped him. Batman's lawyers have asked us to tell you that there is no canonical evidence that this ever happened. We've also been instructed to read this statement made by Batman himself. I am the Batman. And now, some news. Moderna CEO Stefan Bancel and other top executives made millions of dollars by announcing their success in an early-stage trial of a coronavirus vaccine. America, where you can just tell us what we want to hear and we'll throw money at you. Last week, President Trump announced that he takes hydroxychloroquine. My question is, who told him to stop taking it? Former Vice President Joe Biden was on The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God this past Friday, where they spoke about Biden not choosing a black woman as his running mate. Towards the end of the interview, Biden is quoted saying to Charlemagne, "If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black." Can he say that? In unrelated news, Joe Biden announced yesterday that his new comedy album, You Might Not Be Black If, is dropping in 2020. New York City has arguably been hit hardest by coronavirus. A recent development that 3 children have died due to coronavirus has caused a rush by scientists to find out which genetic similarities cause the children to be susceptible to the coronavirus disease. If I knew baby death was going to speed this thing up, I'd be out there killing more babies. Right now I'm killing like 0 babies a day. I'm the true villain. China's president pledged $2 billion to fight the virus, a move the United States criticized as an effort to head off scrutiny of its handling of the pandemic. Wait, we're saying that? The University of Kentucky held a series of Zoom meetings to debate whether and how to reopen campus. In attendance were university leaders such as deans, police officers, and a sorority and fraternity liaison. I was in a fraternity in college, and I promised the last person I or anyone in my fraternity wanted at a meeting like that would be me. On top of everything happening, 2 dams burst in Midland, Michigan, forcing many in the city to evacuate. We have a video of citizens at the moment of the burst. Damn! That's stupid. Trump has blamed his intelligence agencies for not briefing him correctly on the severity of the virus. The intelligence agencies have responded that he is annoyingly hard to brief because he'll go off on tangents about what his friends say or what conservative media says. I have a solve for this. We get him a fidget spinner. He'll love it. It moves, it's a fun color. He'll focus, oh my god, a cat. And since the world is so crazy right now, I thought, why not take a look into my fake world that I'm playing in Civilization 6. The first thing you may notice is me in the top left corner wearing different clothes because I filmed this days ago. The year is 1954. I, the President of America, Theodore Roosevelt, have lived for 1,954 years. We are currently at war with the Scythian Empire and are about to bombard their last city with our Rough Rider and infantry. And we are not on good terms with France. We have alliances with Germany. They aren't as shitty in this game. And Brazil. We are the 3 superpowers, and we are not on good terms with France because we keep attacking them just because I feel like it. Future plans? After we conquer the Scythian Empire and they are removed from the game, we'll probably move on to attacking Marseille and Calais, Calais, and Marseille, Calais, and Marseille. Most of the history of America has been spent pursuing scientific discoveries at a relentless pace. As I mentioned, it is 1954 AD, and we are currently studying nanotechnology, hoping for a science victory and using our warmongering tendencies to distract from our scientific endeavors. So this is the world of Civilization in 1954. Every game is different, and in this one, I'm an asshole. And now, another commercial. Good evening, and welcome back to Chuck Taylor Sells You Some Shit. Today, again, we're selling you a fucking globe. Now, if you're in the market for a sick-ass globe, you want this one. Why are these things all so fucking huge and awkward? Y'all got a globe in your house? If you don't, you're a goddamn idiot. I don't even keep a phone anymore. I just have this globe in my pocket. You can see it's got city names, name of place, island names. Honolulu, got it. I'll find it right now. It's super detailed. It's like the slap chop. See? Quick, found it. It turns up and down, too, in case you're having trouble finding what you need. Less than 10 seconds, and you're done. Ow, shit. In case you need to set it on the floor, it's got a tuba at the end. It also works as a weapon. This is my grandson. He graduated from the University of Texas, El Paso in 1979 and moved to Honolulu, Hawaii to wax ass for $4.95 an hour. If you're using your phone to find where to go, you're a modern age piece of bullshit. Well, that's been Buy Some Stuff with Chuck Taylor. He's ugly as hell. Globes, for when you don't want to look outside, but you need to see the world. Fuck off. Welcome back to News Hard. We're now going to go to our lead work-from-home correspondent, Nolan Skates. Nolan?
Wait, no, could you take her, though? Just take the cat because I'm about to do a thing. Could you? All right. Hey, everybody, is this on? Can you hear me? Okay, hey, everybody. Sorry. I'm going to take these off because you can see my reflection. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, just take the cat out and close the door. Yeah. I love you too. All right. But anyway, hey, everybody. Thank you, Miles, for so much. So I'm just, I'm here to tell you, some tips for working from home, right? It's new to a lot of people. Some people do it full time already, so you should be in good shape. But I'm here to share some tips that I learned. I picked them from online, and I'm just going to kind of give them my own spin a little bit. So, rule number one, especially right now with all the uncertainty and everything, you want to keep to the same schedule. You know, if you got up at 7 before, don't sleep until 8. You know what I mean? Because you never know. It could throw you off during work, and then, you know, oh, just because I didn't do this, you know, that maybe I'm going to have a bad day. I'm so sorry. You know, keep to the same schedule. Be sure you shower and shave. And I mean, I realize that I'm not following those rules a little bit, but that, you know, ignore that. You know, I was thinking of growing a quarantine beard, you know what I mean? Even though CDC said not to do that. So just take good care of yourself. So keep to the same schedule, you know, wake up early. I know I'm a little late to the meeting. I wasn't, you know, sleeping in or anything. And then rule number 2, pretty important. If you could, you definitely need to schedule breaks for yourself. Always be sure that you're taking breaks. And, you know, walking around. If you got to use the bathroom, use the bathroom. I mean, I use this bottle. It's what I use. There's nothing in it because I just cleaned it, but it's easily cleaned. You can get it online, on Amazon, anything. Yeah, so just, you know, I use this bottle. I'm actually ordering a bedpan on Amazon as we speak, and so I'm waiting for that to come in just so I don't have to, you know, get up as much. I can, you know, take my breaks here. So, you know, just be sure to, like, stay out of your bedroom. If you're going to work in your bedroom, don't do that because it's where you sleep. You know what I mean? As you can see, I'm working in my studio right now. So also, you know, be sure to set boundaries with yourself. Like if you're working with kids or if you've got parents living with you or if you've got, you know, your partner or your cat or something like that, be sure to set boundaries so you're not getting too distracted or anything. No, I mean, I told you take the cat out. Why are you bringing her in here? No, I'm serious. Anyway, sorry. Just thanks. Okay. But, you know, just also rule number 3, prepare for isolation. You know what I mean? Because you never know when it's all going to end. It could never go back to normal. And, you know, everything's fine. Just, you know, prepare for that. Be sure to go to the store. Don't overbuy toilet paper. You know, so, but yeah, okay, and, you know, oh my God, give me 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Grandma, shut up! All right, but anyway, be sure, you know, to put your work away. And you know what? I'm seeing in the comments below that people are, you know, getting on me about, you know, using too many bedpans or ordering them online. And I, you know, at first it was all about people are buying too many masks and there's a shortage. And now I'm to blame for the fucking bedpan shortage. What happens when water runs out and all the water things? Who's going to be the smart one? Me with the bedpan. So take care of yourself and take care of others around you. So you're not just sitting in open waterways. So stop using your toilet so much and use a bedpan because it's cool and this may not end. Also, if you should get ready for the day, as I mentioned, always, you know, wear regular clothes during the day and don't just sit around in sweatpants. Back to you, Miles.
We're now going to take a look at the weather with our weather correspondent, Bjorn Ababy. Bjorn?
Well, it's sunny right now, but that obviously could change at any moment. Look out a window every couple minutes in case it changes, and I'm not here to convince you that it is whatever it is. Chances are I'm not in the same place as you, seeing as how the population where I'm at is 37,000, and the population of the world is 7.8 billion. That equates to 0.00047%. I'm basically having the same weather experience as no one. So I'd be just as correct to say that it could be raining where you are, or snowing, or foggy, or hailing, or hot, or cold, or dry, or wet, thunderstorm, avalanche, drought, flood, tornado, tsunami, typhoon. But in Muskegon, Michigan, it is sunny right now. So back to you, Miles.
Thanks for that report, Bjorn. We're now going to go to our segment Down the Line, where I go from world news to personal news, step by step. Some churches in Europe and the Middle East have reopened and taken precautions such as churchgoers staying 5 feet apart and keeping disinfectant ready and easily available. I have a pitch for a new religion. Baptize and disinfectant. Periods of ritual isolation. No more than 5 people allowed in the church. Confession via Zoom. And we worship the all-affecting virus. The University of California this past week has joined the more than 1,200 schools across the nation in no longer requiring the SAT or ACT for admission. Critics of the test have called the tests racist, to which the test replied, "It's not my fault, it's just how I was raised." All 4 of the Illinois regions are on track to move into Phase 3 in the coming weeks. In Phase 4, gyms reopen, and I am horny for a gym workout. Chicago's North Side Memorial Day Parade went virtual. The parade featured familiar elements to anyone that has attended in its 56-year history. One such element was the Pledge of Allegiance led by neighborhood children. Really? We're still doing the Pledge of Allegiance? I don't know anything that is more cultish or Nazi-like than having children stand up, face the same direction, do something very specific with their hands, and repeat the same mantra where they pledge their allegiance to the government. That reminds me of the old joke about marriage. Yeah, I love my wife so much I got the government involved. The basement has been ripped apart to fix the flooding. People have been in and out of the house a few days a week. There are now blowers going 24/7 to keep the basement dry. One occurrence when my parents were out on a walk and I left my bedroom door open, bad idea. One of the workers walked by and asked, "Hey, is it okay if I prop this door open?" To which I wanted to say, "I don't know, man, I don't even really live here. The only reason I'm here is because of all the stuff that's going on. What I would rather be doing is performing 6-7 days a week in Chicago, driving back and forth between there and DeKalb. I wanted to spend the summer improvising, filming a web series, and working out every day." What I said was, "Yeah, sure. I have golfed twice in the past week, which hits my yearly quota. I dislike golf because it is slow and nothing ever happens. With that said, I am pretty good, much to the annoyance of my family, who I usually win money from whenever I play. By good, I mean like a 20 handicap, so not that good. I'm worse at bowling, which I also hate." And now, another commercial.
Welcome back again to your old pal Chuck Taylor sells you some shit. On today's show, we're selling you stick horses. Because in real life, when you put a stick in a horse's ass, you go to jail. Found that out the hard way. If it's a fake horse, no one mind. I took 3 plush horses, cut their heads off, and then put my own sticks I found in their necks. I made a black horse, a brown horse, and this pink fucking unicorn, which technically isn't a horse, it's a different species of animal. The black one, if you tug on its ear. On the unicorn, if you choke it, it makes noise. Which is representative of the unicorn's widespread genocide. Why'd they give me 3 of these goddamn things? You choke them. This is my grandson. He took a mission trip to England, met the Queen, and told her, "I don't like what you're doing over here." He's currently in an English jail and has been for the past 6 months. He keeps using his one phone call to call me, but I'm more of a texter. Shit. As soon as he turned 18, he punched me in the nose and said, "I'm never gonna be you." He now sits in a chair at home and sells you some shit. Well, this has been Chuck Taylor sells you some shit. You remind me of my dead wife. Stick horses for when you get bored and need to put a stick up somebody's ass. Fuck off.
Believe it or not, anti-vaxxers still exist. Thousands of people around the world refuse to take vaccines due to their belief that they cause harmful side effects. Which begs the hard question posed by New York Times, what if we make a COVID-19 vaccine and half the country refuses to take it? On a different and equally terrifying note, armed militia-style protesters have helped businesses across Texas defy coronavirus lockdowns and reopen. Here with an exclusive interview connecting both of those stories is our correspondent, Hannah Hamill.
Thanks, Miles. I'm here in Shepherd, Texas, at the home of 2 men who are the leaders of the militant anti-coronavirus vaccine movement. They have stated publicly, militantly, and almost violently that they will not accept a coronavirus vaccine if and when it reaches market. We're here to talk to them and see what else they have to say. Let's go in, shall we? So, what makes you oppose vaccines?
I don't let anything near my kids that looks like a penis. Closed umbrellas, pickles, lava lamps.
I'm sorry, how does that relate to vaccinating your children?
Well,
Well, they just shoot it in your mouth, don't they? Baseball bats. Really, most root vegetables are out unless you cut them up into a fry shape.
So, how do you plan to treat your children if they should get sick?
Oh, shit. I got the same rule for my kids that I have for my hogs. I just pump them so full of antibiotics they can't help but shit themselves.
Now, you are aware that antibiotics treat bacteria and not viruses like the coronavirus?
Well, it's all the same shit, ain't it?
I mean, it's like Coke and Pepsi. It's the same product, they just package differently. Candlesticks, microphones.
What do you say to folks who claim that it's selfish not to vaccinate? Herd immunity and protecting newborns and immunocompromised children.
Is it selfish to drive around in my automobile without a seatbelt on? Broomsticks without the broom? I'm just making a choice for myself. No one can tell me what to do. This is the United States of America. If you want to go live in Finland or Germany or Soviet Union, any one of them communist powers, you can go ahead and do that and let the government tell you what to do. But you can't come here and tell me that a decision I made for myself compromises other folks. If they don't want to get sick, they should take that up themselves.
And I thought this was the land of the brave, right? I mean, how brave can you be if you're too afraid to take on a disease?
We're all warriors, ain't we? Hot dogs are lucky they're patriotic, otherwise they'd be out.
What makes hot dogs particularly patriotic?
Oh, well, you eat them on 4th of July, don't you? Ain't that good enough for you? I didn't realize we lived in the Soviet Union.
Are you aware that the Soviet Union fell in 1989?
Well, I didn't see it fall.
Man, where'd you hear that from?
It's not a country anymore.
Well, shit, they said the same thing about the people on the moon.
Absolutely.
And that wasn't true.
You don't think the moon landing happened?
I hear there's no wind on the moon, but the flag up there's waving away. Thick antennas, wine bottles. Beer's all right.
You gotta have a way to get to Budweiser.
So there are exceptions to the penis rule.
I don't understand the question.
I had never seen a penis that looked like a beer bottle.
So that's... You keep a Chinese person sitting next to you at all times?
Chinese person?
Well, we found her in the grocery store. She's wandering the aisles and figured we'd bring her on home with us. That's our ticket out of this thing.
Wandering the aisles, you mean she was shopping? Could I speak to her? Could I speak to you? Could I interview you? You, yeah. I'm sorry, are you two keeping her here against her will?
Well, since the beginning of time, philosophers have argued over what free will means. Do we have it? Is it given by God? Do we make any choices?
What philosophers have you read?
Toby Keith.
I'm Bridget. I'm also from Texas. Well, they think I'm from China. I don't know, they give me some chores to do, and I just was like, oh, okay. I got these Post-it notes, so I get to put them on and decorate on things, like, that one's mine.
Are you able to leave?
Yeah, I can go out to the front porch and come back. And this is also mine. I'm also mine. I don't know, they gave me this falafel mix.
You like it here?
Yeah.
Are you taking any precautions in relation to the coronavirus pandemic? Are you washing your hands any more than usual? Social distancing, anything like that?
Well, you know what they say, when you wash your hands, that's a good way to actually get sick, because you kill all the good bacteria that you have, and then you can't protect yourself from things like the virus.
I usually find that pissing on my hands does it. That may last for 20 seconds. It may last for 10, kind of depends on the state of my kidney stones.
You know that doctors don't recommend peeing on any part of your body for any medical purpose.
I'd expect you to say something like that.
Ooh, sorry. Got a little excited there.
Is that the only food you're allowed to eat?
Mm-hmm.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah, it's kind of salty.
What do you think caused the coronavirus pandemic?
Gretchen Whitmer had a trip up to China, and while she was there had a circle jerk with Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un and drug it back with her.
Have either of you been vaccinated?
I got a vaccine when I was younger. The dick straight just fell right off. I can show you if you want to.
No. Where do you receive most of your news?
Breitbart?
I usually just listen to video clips.
Do you keep that gun in your pants to replace your lost penis?
I don't understand the question.
What is your opinion of President Trump's handling of this pandemic?
Ooh, great success.
My God, if that man ain't the second coming of Jesus Christ, I don't know who is.
So, how do you feel about President Trump's recent suggestion of pumping cleaning products into your body in order to fight COVID-19?
Well, you know what they say. They say vaccine rhymes with Mr. Clean, and then the media got all hot and bothered about Trump saying this and Trump saying that. But see, the man's brain functions like a human computer. It just sees things and then puts it together and makes a connection for you. I mean, I bet nobody at CNN tried to inject bleach before telling the American people, oh, it doesn't work, or it's life-threatening.
Do you have any final thoughts or words for the American public?
Somewhere around here we got the Constitution tacked up, and I'm pretty sure that says nothing about guns being shaped like penises.
Hi, Mom.
Carol Baskin murdered her husband.
Signing off with News Hard, I'm Hannah Hamill. And let's all remember that public health officials agree that a vaccine is our best weapon in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. And I personally am
Planning on staying here with these two American heroes and their friend.
Thanks for that story, Hannah. An early-stage trial of a coronavirus vaccine was conducted by researchers at several laboratories, and it looks promising. Its results were posted in The Lancet, an online research journal. Here's what the background summary said. A vaccine to protect against COVID-19 is urgently needed. We aimed to assess the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of a recombinant adenovirus type 5, AD5, vectored COVID-19 vaccine expressing the spike glycoprotein of a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 SARS-CoV-2 strain. I have no idea what any of that means, so we're going to break it down and explain each part in a new segment called I'm Dumb. Okay, here we go. A vaccine, the first sentence, a vaccine to protect against COVID-19 is urgently needed. Agreed, that makes sense. The rest of it. We aimed to assess the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of a recombinant adenovirus type 5, AD5, vectored COVID-19 vaccine expressing the spike glycoprotein of a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 SARS-CoV-2 strain. Okay, let's make it simpler. AD5 and SARS-CoV-2 are the abbreviations for other things. Let's get rid of those. All right, here's what it says. We will get through this. We aimed to assess the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of a recombinant adenovirus type 5 vectored COVID-19 vaccine expressing the spike glycoprotein of a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 strain. Okay. First weird word. Safety. Which just means whether it will kill you or not. All right, next one. Tolerability is whether there will be any horrible side effects. Immunogenicity, which I looked up, is whether your body will fight it off / accept it. And if we go all the way to the bottom, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 strain, that's just what's going on right now. That's the COVID-19. So we'll change it to the shit that's going on right now. Great. Okay, so here's what it says right now. We want to see if this vaccine we got would kill you, have horrible side effects, or if your body would even accept it. The vaccine we're fucking with is a recombinant type 5 adenovirus vectored vaccine that's got the same spike glycoprotein as the shit that's going on right now. Okay, let's go into some of those big words. Adenovirus. Adeno, which I looked up, means having to do with gland or glands. And virus, we understand roughly enough of what a virus is. An adenovirus, it infects the respiratory, similar to coronavirus, and the enteric intestinal tracts. It doesn't matter. Adenovirus type 5, which I looked up, is the most extensively studied and characterized adenovirus and the one most frequently used in recombinant adenoviruses. Getting closer. A recombinant adenovirus type 5 is the most efficient viral vector, getting closer, for gene transfer. Gene transfer is what you want. That's what That's what vaccines do. Between the virus, one organism, and the human, the other organism, you want the transfer of information so we can fight the shitty one. It's like if you were to fight Muhammad Ali. You don't just go fight Muhammad Ali. You go back in time, you beat the shit out of little Muhammad Ali so you know what he kind of does, then you go back and you beat him. All right, vectored vaccine. It's a chemically weakened virus that transports pieces of the virus in order to stimulate an immune response. That's what we want. We want to stimulate an immune response. So when the vaccine comes in, your body's like, we got to fight this. Boom, you beat Muhammad Ali. Okay, so that covers recombinant adenovirus type 5 vectored vaccine. And I got rid of the COVID-19 part because that's what they're looking for. COVID-19 vaccine, yeah. Okay, here's what it says. We want to see if this vaccine we got would kill you, have horrible side effects, or if your body would even accept it. The vaccine we're fucking with is a very efficient, well-known, response-inducing vaccine that's got the same spike glycoprotein as the shit that's going on right now. All right. Spike glycoprotein, or glycoprotein spike, or peplomer, is any class of protein that has carb groups attached. They occur on the shell of the virus. Here's a picture of coronavirus. Spike glycoproteins are the red and orange shit. So, here we go. Here's the final paragraph. This is the research they've been doing. A vaccine to protect against COVID-19 is urgently needed. We want to see if this vaccine we got would kill you, have horrible side effects, or if your body would even accept it. The vaccine we're fucking with is a very efficient, well-known, response-inducing vaccine that's got the same red and orange bullshit as what's going on right now. And that's been I'm Done. Remember to go to YouTube and subscribe to Outer Loop TV and follow Outer Loop Theater Experience on Facebook. Don't forget to donate to @TalkHard to support all of the great things coming out of the Outer Loop, including Newshart. At the time of this filming, I'm not sure if seats are left or not for the Outer Loop's Empathy Project, but if there are, I will drop the link into the chat right now. Also, Future Miles, your hair is looking better. I've made light of several things tonight with the pandemic, dams bursting, and ineffective leadership. Please don't misunderstand that as my inability to recognize the severity of what's going on. We all do our part differently, and I've tried to make it mine to keep you informed and make you laugh a little bit along the way. Just remember to be smart and be safe. Literally, the entire world is going through this too, and a little empathy goes a long way. Before we go, the New York Times is the newspaper I use most when making this show, and they have a truly touching piece online honoring the 100,000 American lives that have now been lost to this pandemic. It beautifully articulates that 100,000 is only a number, and in no way captures the impact that those people had on the world, whose lives they were intertwined with, or what loved ones they left behind. Take time today to tell those you love how much they mean to you, and what it would mean to lose them. A hard truth that has become even more apparent is that not all of us make it through this pandemic. We're all so lucky to be here and able to tell those around us how we feel. Love more, love deeper, love often. Thank you for being a part of a Newshart family. I love you. Thank you for watching. I've been your host, Miles Potter, and this has been Newshart.
Woo!
Corona!
Is it too soon? Was that in bad taste
No, I think this is the right time.
for Corona?
Yeah,
Sweet.
Corona time.
Man, I gotta congratulate you. So like I know we joke around a lot, but like I'm so blown away by the writing, the producing, the insight into just planning out the whole show and making it work. Man, that is a piece of art, and like I'm so happy that you came to us and said, I would love to do a show with Outer Loop, because I can't, like we joke and we say, oh, we look forward to Tuesday, but like we do, like this is like some like amazing work you're doing, and we're really grateful to have you working with us, because it's like that blew my mind, man. It really did.
Thank you, man. That means so much. It's so like whenever I'm throughout the week, I'll be talking to like friends about it, or when I'm making it, and it's super exhausting. But honestly, it's the most fun thing to do is to. Chuck Taylor, I do those first thing because those are so fun and dumb, and I just get to improvise, which I love. But it's one of those things like every kind of art that you're super passionate about is like it's exhausting and you hate it and you're tired, but like it's all you want to do and all you can think about. I know you know what that's like.
I do, and I also know how much work it is for those watching who don't really understand the editing process and how much work that is, and how, I mean, I know. And it's so much work, it's not just shooting, it's not just writing and planning and shooting, but then like once you have all the content, the amount of time that it then takes in the editing room to get to what you showed us today is, I know how much time it is. It's a lot. Yeah,
like every week I get a little bit better with planning my time, and I think like now the planning is like, all right, Sunday is film day, and then all of Monday is edit day. Because I'll have to I'll put everything next to each other and basically watch it through, edit everything, and then I'll be like, all right, it's totally done. And then because I can't forget about it and just let it be, I'll let it sit for an hour or two. I'll go back and like piece by piece, like those little news pop up things.
Yeah.
That was a late last night find. I was like, oh, I have to have these. This would be so fun and like up their production value. So you just get obsessed with this stupid shit that you love so much.
Yeah. I got to tell you something funny that happened. So we're, as you know, because you're involved, I'm just checking it looks all right. As you know, the Empathy Project's coming up Saturday, and because you have we'll talk more about that in a minute, you have a piece that's in the show. But it's really funny what happened the other day. I thought you'd appreciate it. I'm actually I'm performing a piece that was written and submitted, not by me, and it involves kind of 3 different monologues, 3 different characters, and I planned them out, to go shoot them, to have Rachel come shoot them. And when I was planning them out, I had them very clear about who each character was, and none of them were Chuck Taylor. But when we got to when we got to the location to shoot the first one, and I sat down and I started to do it, out came Chuck Taylor. Like, I didn't mean it. I just suddenly I'm like, this is bullshit. What the fuck, man? Fuck off. And I was like, we had to reshoot it like 100 times, because even when I would start not doing Chuck Taylor, I would turn into Chuck Taylor. So one day we'll show you those outtakes. But I thought you'd appreciate how much Chuck Taylor has seeped into my existence.
I love that. I love that so much.
It's so funny.
Just know it. Like, Chuck Taylor's so fun to do. And I'm so glad it's invading your mind and the mind of so many people. He's amazing. That's so fun.
He's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so good.
Yeah, it's so funny. And
I hope it ruins your performance, because you can't not do Chuck Taylor.
Well, what's funny is we finished shooting it, and then
You'll be the judge on Saturday.
Yeah, you'll be the judge, because now I've been in the editing room with it, and I'm trying to like shape it so that it works, but not so that there's any Chuck Taylor in it. But like, I think I've shaved off as much of the Chuck Taylor as I can do. I don't think he's recognizable, but there's like 2 parts where I'm sure you're gonna go, I see Chuck Taylor there. Yeah.
Hell yeah. If you want, I'll send you the clip where he says "fuck off" and you just throw it.
I can just throw it. Fuck off.
Fuck off. I almost want to get the mustache back every week just to do it, but I hate the mustache so much. I don't know if I can.
It's so funny though. He's amazing. But yeah, on the Empathy Project note, while we still have everybody hanging with us watching, I did want to let everybody know what's really great about this week, especially if you are a Miles Potter fan, which I know we all are, is not only did you get News Hard tonight, you got Miles Potter again on Talk Hard this week on Thursday night.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, reminder. You're on.
No,
okay.
I wrote some stuff today. So yeah, I know.
And then for everyone who's already coming to Empathy Project on Saturday, if not, there's five seats left. They'll be gone by tomorrow. Get them. But what's cool about that as well is Miles wrote a beautiful piece that is being uplifted and interpreted by an incredible performer that we are so lucky to have with us on the show. He's actually a very, very well-known mime and physical theater performer and actor in New York City. And his name is Bill Bowers. And what he's doing with Miles' piece, everyone, you have to see this. It is the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen. So it's a big Miles Potter week for all the Miles Potter fans.
Yeah, that is too much for me. Everything you tell me about the Empathy Project and everything I keep hearing, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. Like when you told me who I was connected with, I'm like that. I couldn't have even imagined that. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Especially since like I want to stop talking about myself, but the piece I made is very not my usual thing.
Yeah.
So I was nervous to share it, and then I did, and then was like, oh, okay, take it.
Yeah.
And then it just sounds like it's become this this thing that's bigger than me and bigger than everything that's going on. So along with the Empathy Project, that just sounds huge and so needed.
Yeah, I mean, you're really right. We didn't even really know how we had a feeling when we came up with the idea for the Empathy Project, but we didn't really, I don't think we grasped the gravity and the enormity of what it was going to become. And the moment we put out the call for the stories and had that overwhelming response, and then when we did a call for artists and had people just jumping in to get in, you could sense that it was, something that everyone needed right now, and a space to be heard and a space to say what needs to be said and to feel like you're being listened to. Mm-hmm. And that really has just the like snowballed. It's incredible. Like every day, we can't even keep up with the emails coming in about people who want to know more about it, interviews, people want to. And then what's really cool is watching. We went into a 2-day virtual tech, like a designer run this weekend, and we saw everyone's pieces. And we came out of that like, are you kidding me? Like we could never have imagined what these artists were going to take these stories, of which we gave no real guidelines other than maybe suggested length. Just it's yours. You interpret it any way you want. Yeah. And what people have come back with in terms of commitment and creativity and skills and like heart and love, we were completely without words at the end of that, and we're so excited to share it with everyone. Everyone really seems very excited about Saturday night, and as are we. And it's just really, I think it's going to be. I hate to use these like cliche terms, but for this, I feel it does feel kind of precisely right. It really, for right now, is a unique, one-of-a-kind, transformative type of experience. We're not seeing anything like this right now. We all recognize how hard it is to replicate that live theater experience. And I'm not saying we're doing it 100%. But I do feel like what's exciting about this project is we're getting really close. We've paid attention to the little details that really matter, and we've tried to replicate that as best we can. And I think that's what's going to be really exciting for people who miss the theater and love the theater, is that I think we're gonna achieve like about as close as we can get in this kind of virtual isolation moment that we're in right now. Yeah, it's super exciting, and we're really we feel fortunate to have you involved as well as the rest of the writers and artists, because it's a special experience.
Yeah, and just to go off that, something I was talking about with a friend of mine is like the like two biggest things that I've ever been a part of in my life is like 9/11 and this, and just to make art that is connected with this, or like during this time, is going to be huge, because everyone that's lived through it is going to know like, yeah, that was such a weird. I keep using these same 3 words and I hate it, but like this weird time.
Yeah.
By just making something either during it or connected to it, people are gonna grab onto it. So
yeah.
Empathy Project, News Hard, all these shows. You guys have 4 shows a week, which is insane. I
It
love
is.
it so much. So like just by making those in 20 years,
Yeah.
no matter what happens, you're look back like that was a huge part of my life. And look at the stuff I'm.
And you know what? Exactly. And also look at the connections we made, right? The connections we either made or we retained. Because there was for those of us who knew each other before this, what I'm grateful for is that we didn't lose the connections that we had. And then what I'm also recognizing and grateful for is for the new ones we're making, the new people we're meeting through this. Like, you know, yeah, it sucks that we can't all meet face to face, but a lot of folks that we've met through all of these shows and the Empathy Project are folks we wouldn't have met if not for this situation. So, you know, these 4 shows you're talking about that are rough to make happen in a week, plus the Empathy Project, it's all worth it when I'm sitting here with you and when we're sitting here on Empathy Radio and we're like connecting, and that makes it all worth it. And I think that's all going to culminate this Saturday in just this huge connection of all these 100 people all doing this show together, which is going to be just crazy.
For the record, I try to make this as easy as possible on you by just filming it, sending it, and then you can just play.
You do.
And bullshit with me.
You
So
do.
I hope
Tuesdays for me are all fun and no work, so
Good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, cool, man. Are we any final parting words? But I feel like that was like a nice note to wrap it up on.
Yeah, I think that's good. I gotta get work. I gotta get to work on next week's episode. So
Cool.
yeah, let's get out of here.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks again. It was good to see you. Love you.
Yeah.
See you soon. Say hi to everybody. Talk soon.
See ya.
All right, bye. Bye, everybody.